This is the continent of Xinglong, named after the empire that once ruled this land. At present, most of this territory is nothing but wasteland, controlled by the Oni and their spawn. Only 4 provinces remain for humanity to live and thrive in, but it wasn't always this way. This was the golden age of Xinglong. Sadly, most of its history has been lost, due to both the passage of time and the folly of man. We do know that it was a time of plenty, though. Science and culture boomed, its citizens went to bed with full stomachs, and there was always a reason to have a festival. However, this utopia would come to an abrupt end. The cataclysmic turning point for Xinglong is only known as the Sunless Generation. Like most of Xinglong history, what transpired remains a mystery. Some say the kami descended from the sky, blotting out the sun so as to punish humanity for their hubris. Others argue that the term Sunless Generation refers to the first invasion of the Oni from across the Great Sea, and a select few even claim it's named for the citizens of Xinglong and their constant follies. Regardless of the truth, this is when we start a new and darker history. With the Xinglong dynasty destroyed overnight, and no clear answer as to why, the continent shattered into multiple provinces, all warring for supremacy. This conflict would become known as the Fractured War. While this brutal civil war waged on, this new Oni threat didn't wait patiently for the humans to settle their differences. The Oni actually seemed to feed off the disorder and the bloodlust, their strength growing with every human life taken. Soon enough, they had the strength to begin their expansion. As the Oni hordes amassed their power, the provinces, which were once thriving human civilizations, started to fall one by one, becoming desolate wastelands. With each Oni victory, as the outlands grew larger, so too did the legions of demons that roamed them. This ruined and abandoned territory would eventually become known as the Wayuu. The provincial minister of the most eastern province of Kaoyun began to see the inevitable fate that was coming for his people. This man was known as the Minister Li Kuriyuri, and he would become the most notable figure of his time. At this stage in the Fractured War era, there were only 3 provinces remaining between Kaoyun and the ever-expanding Wayuu. These provinces are called Thalethray, Iyasu, and Hokubo. Knowing this, Minister Kuriyuri began to write the terms for a potential alliance. All the 4 ministers agreed to meet to discuss the treaty, but debate erupted almost immediately. The 3 leaders were either wary of peace, or simply too proud to agree to anything that wasn't total victory. Still, despite the initial resistance, Minister Kuriyuri's proposal would ultimately succeed, and the other ministers signed the treaty. The finalized agreement allowed all the provinces to continue to independently govern themselves, but with 3 provisions put in place. 1. Thalethray, Iyasu, and Hokubo would have to pay annual goodwill tributes to the Kaoyun capital. What they offered from year to year could vary from goods to people to gold. 2. The ministers agreed to grant authority to the leader of the Kaoyun on all decisions that involved multi-province collaborations, should conflict occur. 3. All 4 provincial armies would rally under one banner and be commanded by a Kaoyun general. Since Kaoyun was the only province not directly threatened by the Wayuu, it was decided that they could be the most objective in the combined defense of all 4 provinces. Ultimately, the agreement meant that Minister Kuriyuri didn't technically rule the other 3 provinces. However, the authority he now held gave him the most influential seat of power since the fall of the Xinglong Empire. This was declared the Treaty of Tongyi. When the ink from the 4 signatures dried, the Fractured War came to an end.